My secret goal achievement hack. Still this. In the past, I'll set so many goals at the beginning of the year and I achieve 0. And I used to get very frustrated about the concept of setting goals. And over the years, I came to realize that I did not know how to set goals and I was doing all the wrong things that was driving me towards the opposite direction of achieving my goals. In recent times, I've achieved so many different goals I set. Last year, for instance, out of all the 8 goals I set for the year, I achieved 6. And these were very significant goals using this goal setting hack. So I'm going to teach you exactly what it is. My goal setting framework is GPA, which stands for Goals, Plans, and Actions. Now, before we dive into the video, I want you to think about this. If you're going to set goals, dedicate 10% of your time to setting your goals. Dedicate 15% of your time planning your goals and dedicate 75% of all your time on working and taking action on the goals. Most of the time, people do this wrong. They spend all the time in the beginning of the year writing the goal, thinking about it, but don't spend any time on actually execution and the action steps to attain the goals. Now, I want to go into the details of what I mean on setting goals the right way. And first off, let's start with goal domain. What is a goal domain? When I set my goals, I set them in the domains of faith, family, friends, fitness, finance, fulfillment, and freedom. If you're not sure on even how to set your goals, start thinking about what domains do you want to achieve your goals in. And if I've not mentioned something that is in your domain, you can add it to it. But this is the framework I use to be able to know what categories or what sections or how I'm going to be setting my goals in the domains that are important to me. Next, I use something called a smarter goal framework. And the smarter goal framework goes like this. S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is for achievable, R is for, what's R for? Relevant. T is for timely, E is for evaluation, and R is for readjust. Now, in this planner, I actually put an example of a smarter goal because most of the time when people hear smarter goals, it just kicks them off in the wrong way. That's like, what is a smarter goal? I don't even know how to set it, and it doesn't even encourage them to do this exercise. I'll encourage you to use the smarter goal framework. So in this case, I put an example at the beginning of my planner. And if you have the opportunity, you can go on Amazon to get the Program for Success Planner. It's something I've been using, very helpful. So in this example, I gave this: increase my income by 25% by posting 2 new videos a week on YouTube before December 31st, 2025. If the objective is successful, consider extending the process for another 12 months with new targets. So this is the example. Now, I'm going to show you what the smarter goal frameworks or how it applies with this example. Let's start with S, specific. In this case, increase my income by 25% is very specific. And I know exactly how much I want to increase my income by. It helps you to be able to have something that is specific and measurable. That way you can actually execute on, because if you have a goal like, I want to just make money this year, where do you start? What do you do? Do you even know how to measure it? So let me just go into the next section. So the M here for the smarter goals framework, M stands for measurable. Measurable in this case is posting 2 new videos a week. Next is A, achievable. Is the goal I'm talking about, is this something that I can achieve? And you need to ask this question for yourself. Don't be setting goals like, next 2 weeks, I'm going to go to space. Because like for you to go to Mars or to go to space, you need a lot of logistics in place for it to be achievable. For instance, even if you say you want to branch into, let's say, the medical field, you want to become a doctor, you don't say 2 months from now, I'm going to be a doctor, because it's not practical, it's not achievable with the time frame you have set. Make sure that the time frame you're setting for your goals is achievable. Next is relevant. YouTube is a relevant platform, so I definitely can use this platform to be able to achieve my goals. Next is T. December 31st, 2025 is a timely deadline, meaning that I can measure it to say, am I making progress so that I can meet this deadline? That way I can increase my income to 25%. This is not my personal goal. This is an example that I put in here to help people who want to know how to use the smarter goal framework. Next is evaluation, E. objective is successful. So you evaluate to see whether I was successful. And the R stands for readjust, 12 months with new targets. This is an idea on how you can set a smarter goal. The more stuff you have from the smarter growth framework, it's great. But if you have specific, measurable, and some components in it, it helps your goal to be way much better than you having a vague goal with no timeline, with no amount of things that you need to do to get to that specific goal. So for instance, this year, one of my goals is a fitness goal. And my fitness goal is to wake up around a certain time. My phone is ringing, that's why I'm looking here. To wake up around a certain time, to do 50 to 100 sit-ups and push-ups, and to burn at least 2,000 calories every day from these workouts. And it's starting from January 1st, 2025. So it gives you an idea that I have numbers in there, I have deadlines in there, I have things I need to do. It helps me to be able to achieve this goal. Okay, let's move. Once you have done your smarter goal framework and you have used the goal domain on setting a goal under friends, finances, faith, fitness, whatever it is, goal category. Now your goal falls in two main categories: an achievement goal or a habit goal. An achievement goal is something you just want to do and achieve. So let's say you want to buy a new house. It's an achievement goal. A habit goal is something that you actually want to be doing on a consistent basis. So for instance, wake up every day and work out is a habit goal. Wake up every single day and read the Bible and try to memorize at least one Bible verse so that I'm able to memorize 40 Bible verses before the end of this year is a habit goal. It's something I'll be doing consistently moving forward. You need to make the clear distinction, or not you need to make, I make the clear distinction on whether it's a habit goal or whether it's an achievement goal. This helps me to better clarify the goal and gets me super focused on what kind of activities can make this goal achievable. Next, you need, or I needed, a strong why. You know, if you have a goal to achieve something, if you don't have a strong why, the chances of you achieving it is very low. This is what I mean. Someone who is renting a house, who the landlord is kind of tormenting and getting them, you know, all worked out, and they have children in the house, and let's say they're going through a very difficult time dealing with a landlord, they have a more stronger why to build or buy a house, because it's not just a goal to do the thing. There's some emotions behind it. So if you're setting your goals, make sure you can sit down and collect some emotional whys, strong reason that's going to encourage you to do the thing that you say you're going to do. Because if you don't have strong whys, you reduce the chances of you achieving the goals that you set out to achieve. Next, action steps. What is a goal without action steps? In the past, I'll set all these goals on, I want to make this amount of money, I want to do this, I want to do that, and I had no action steps on what steps I needed to take to do these things. Make sure your goals have direct action steps on each thing you need to do to attain the goal. Next, celebration. A lot of people who are high achievers, this is where they fall short. We set all these goals on things that we want to achieve, but when it comes to the celebration part, we almost never have anything that we're looking forward to celebrate. For instance, for many years, I would say I wanted to work out every day, and I never had something at the end to say that if I'm able to do this, I'll be happy to do XYZ. Let me give you a typical example. So like now, my goal is if I'm able to do all these workout activities I say I'm going to do, at the end of each quarter, I need to be able to go to a spa, a massage place, even travel and explore something. So there is a celebration, there's a reward attached to the goal. When there's a celebration and a reward, it drives you much more for you to be able to try to attain the goal. Next is track progress. Now, you need to have a way for you to be able to track the progress you're making. For me, every week I set out to do the thing I said I'm going to do. I do a streak in this planner. If you go in, you see a section is in there, I think page 5, page 6, you see places that you can actually track your goals in detail. Make sure you have a means and ways to track it, because if what you don't track is difficult to measure, you can't tell whether you're making progress or not if you are not doing certain things to track your goals. So we move to the P, which stands for plans. I usually recommend allocate 15% of your time to the plans. The first step on the plans section on the goal is limit the amount of goals you have. I used to have a long list of goals of I want to do this, I want to go here, I want to travel here, I want to build this, I want to do that. And I used to wonder why I didn't used to achieve my goals. You guys know why. The reason is I had too many goals. So I've limited my goals now to a maximum of 8 goals a year, meaning that each quarter I have 2 goals I want to be able to achieve, at least each quarter, 2 goals. That limits the amount of distractions I have and the amount of things I'll be looking to do throughout the year, because it helps me to stay more laser focused on the things that really matter. Reduce the amount of goals you have. And if you have a lot of goals, I'll recommend categorizing the goals in a way that makes sense. So for instance, rather than if you think that you have a long list and you have, like, let's say you want to pray more, you want to exercise more, you want to meditate more, make it into one goal and try and do them in the same sequence. That way you can check off the box to say, I got this done. Next, focus on habits and skills, and that is you. It's crazy to say you want to achieve certain things at the beginning of a year and thinking that you as a person don't need to change anything about yourself. You need to assess what current habits do you have that is impeding you from achieving this goal, and what skills do you require to be able to attain the goals you have set out to achieve. So ask yourself, what are you lacking? Or what are the things they are not doing? And figure out the skills you need and the habits you need to develop to achieve these goals. Next, mindset shifts. Under that, we have PM and AM. What do I mean by mindset shift PM and AM? PM is poverty mentality and AM is abundance mindsets. So you want to move the way you think from a poverty mentality point of view to an abundance mindset. And this has a lot to do with the people you choose to surround yourself with. They are the ones who usually influence what you perceive the world to be. Based on the content you're consuming, the kind of TV programs you're watching, the friends you have around, you create a worldview for yourself, and it usually sets your poverty mentality or your abundance mindset. So be super cautious on the people you have around. If you're not currently happy with the kind of results you have in your life, start making changes to join communities that challenge your mindset to help you shift from a poverty mentality to an abundance mindset. It's crazy to say, I want to do all these different things and not shifting your mind and not working on yourself is delusional. You need to make some changes to your mind, to your surroundings, and it's going to affect the kind of goals you achieve this year. Next is accountability. Find somebody to hold you accountable. Preferably, do not pick somebody like a close friend of yours to hold you accountable, because usually if you don't do the things that you say you're going to do, they do not hold you accountable. They just let it slide. If you hire yourself an accountability coach or a partner that forces you to be more accountable, it's much likely you achieve your goals than you telling your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your close friends to hold you accountable. When there's no pain or when there are no consequences attached to the accountability, it usually doesn't work. So find someone that can hold you to higher standards, and there are consequences when you don't take action. For instance, when I was doing accountability for the group of people I was coaching, I usually used to tell them that they'll have to pay $100 if they do not post on social media in a day. And guess what? Everybody was posting. When I do accountability that I've seen work is usually there's something that the person would lose that is painful if they don't do their thing. And we human beings are very interested. We get very motivated when we feel like the pain is just, already you're not making money. Somebody's telling every day you don't post, pay $100. Ridiculous, right? But it works. So find an accountability community, find a coach to hold you accountable, pay them money. People who pay attention. When you pay somebody money and they ask you to do certain things, you take it more seriously. Next, quarterly. So quarterly, every quarter, reevaluate the things that you are doing to make sure that you're on the right track. Don't spend the whole year only to end up in December realizing that all these things you were doing, they were not adding any value to your life, but you kept on doing it. Take a day out, even better sometimes, a couple of days to just figure out, what did I do in the last quarter? Do I keep doing it or do I adjust it to make sure that I'm in a better position moving forward? Next, A. So we have already talked about G, goals, talk about P, plans, and now we're on A, action. Spend 75% of all your time on the action part. And the first step in order for you to achieve your goals under the action section is this: daily action 1, 2, 3. 1 stands for, what is the one thing you need to do each day to make sure that you achieve your goal? Irrespective of what is happening in your life, this thing is done. So Monday to Sunday, back to back, what is the thing that you need to do to make sure you achieve your yearly goal? Next, 2, what are the other things that you need to do in your life? All of us have things we actually need to do in our life besides the goals. The laundry, we need to be able to buy groceries, we need to make sure our house is clean or hire somebody to clean the house. So all the other things that still has to be done, put them under section 2. When you have this planner, I have something called the most important goal of the day. Then we have other tasks. So other tasks will fall under 2. 3, notes, ideas to make your life better. So that is where I'm reading this stuff from. This is my notes. My notes is actually this video. So I usually write all the things and ideas I have under the notes section. So every day, 1, 2, 3, make sure you have the one thing you do, the other things that you need to do to move your life and business forward, and the information or the ideas you have collected to be able to better yourself in your life. You need to learn to apply these things to your life. Next is weekly feedback, ABC. ABC stands for accountability, beliefs, and consistency. A, accountability. As I mentioned earlier on, you need to find an accountability coach, a consultant, a partner that holds you accountable, someone that puts consequences in place, and you can be checking in with them to make sure that you're on track. Accountability, as I said, works very well when it's consistent. So minimum is bi-weekly. If you are lucky or fortunate enough to have somebody to check up on you weekly to hold you accountable, that is even much more better. So do your weekly check-ins and figure out where you are on your goals. Have somebody in place to hold you accountable. Next is B, beliefs. What beliefs are you challenging? What beliefs are you overcoming? Because without the right belief systems, you hold yourself in the same spot year after year. You need to overcome limiting beliefs by putting yourself in environments that challenge you in order to have better beliefs that benefit you. C is consistency. What are you consistently doing to move your life and your business forward? What are you consistently doing? Are you consistently posting on social media? Are you consistently reaching out to your clients or a prospect? Are you consistently finding means and ways to do follow-ups? Like whatever it is, make sure you have something that you can look at each week to say, this week I consistently did this and it was beneficial for myself or my business. Next is weekly goals, WXYZ, meaning that what are the things that you are doing this week to achieve your goals? You need to write down all the things that you're looking to do this week to achieve your goals. In this plan, I already have a section that says weekly goals and a section that already lists out the weekly ABC. So if you have this, you don't need to do it. But if you're looking to just do this yourself, W is the weekly goals that you write down each week on the things you want to achieve that week. X is X-ray. What are the different things that you decided to do last week and how far did you get? So X-ray. You just scan either your planner or your papers or your journal. Please don't set goals on papers. You misplace it, and there's a psychological part of our brain when we write on papers that we don't really value. So make sure you write in a planner, a notepad, something that you actually can hold and value. X-ray the things that you say you are going to do and the progress you made on it. Now, Y stands for why did the thing work? The things that you had said you were going to do the week before, why did it work and why didn't it work? So it's 2 Ys. Figure out why it worked or why didn't it work. Now the Z stands for do you zig or do you zag? Meaning that based on all the information you've collected, do you keep on doing the things that you say you're going to do, or do you change it? Do you zig or do you zag? And those are also 2 Zs. So these are the different things I do under GPA, the goals, plans, and actions. And this has helped me in the last couple of years to be much effective as goal setting and to achieve a lot of the goals I set out to achieve. The lesson from today, most people fail because they are stuck in the writing and planning mode instead of taking consistent, purposeful action. Focus 75% of your energy on doing and adjust as you go. My name is Kimbwari. If you found this video helpful and you like to get my program for success planner and you want to be able to have a lot of the stuff that I mentioned today already pre-filled in the program for success planner, you can find it on Amazon. Click the link below. I'm going to put it in the notes so that you can just click and find the planner on Amazon. And if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this from me, click here to watch the next video.